another edition of Welcome to Our Podcast. This is, well, I always say super full house.
Super full house.
This is a super full house. Goddamn. Sir Django in that bit.
Bang, bang, boomerang.
Ms. Ash, hi.
Right foot Tony.
JC, huh?
JC.
And who else we got over there?
And I'm GameMasterHerb. What's going on?
Hey.
GameMaster. Second time on the podcast. How you doing?
Time.
I'm good. It's good to be back. It's been too long.
Yes, it has.
It has.
A lot has transpired.
Yeah, we hit him up a couple times. He's like, I'm too busy.
Damn.
No, but for a good cause. For a
Thank
good
you.
cause. He's always, look, when you're busy, you out here doing stuff. We always busy. We got to
I'm
be
even
doing
a hard
something.
time. I know.
It's
Truth be
legitimate.
told, though, in the week, I'm usually real busy. On the weekends, it's like that's the time when I get to spend time with my husbands. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
'Cause they're
like-
9-to-5ers, so it's like that's
Like
the
we
time.
all are. And then we got to do this. And then
Yeah.
on the weekend, it's like we do this too. And then, do some more shit on Sunday. So,
Oh, yeah.
Right on, right on.
yeah. So yeah. Ain't nobody saying nothing?
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Shout out to
I'm
Ambition.
just listening to y'all, talk.
Oh, the banter.
What we
Yeah,
say?
so we have
Interruption.
GameMaster back. Huh?
I just said interruption.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said
We got shout out Ambitious Ace in the building.
Ooh.
What's going on?
What's going on? We
What's
can't
going
start the
on? I
podcast
forget
without
about
hearing
him.
that joint.
There we
I
go.
forget because he's behind.
All right, let's get it.
But
So what's going on, you guys?
yeah, I'm trying to hear what's new. Like, I hear you got some new shit popping off. or-
So this year has been like a whirlwind in the
Yes.
best way.
Yes.
Yes.
Events come and go. Events pop up, they close, they come up, they go down, they come up, they go down. But I'm kind of like happy about that. Like I don't. Monday is still going real strong. Controller-wise.
Monday is
yeah.
out of this world.
Monday's gotten
It's
even more.
insane.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, we wanted to pull up on you one night.
Yeah.
But we came there and the line was literally like 20 feet from the door. And I'm like,
It was too long.
It was
Yeah.
too long. And I was like, damn.
My feet was hurting in line.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be honest with you.
Yes.
And I was like, I'd rather sit in the car.
But
You know what I'm
we
saying?
messed up because we should have bought like a pre-ticket or something because they came
It's
came
cheaper
out
now,
there
yeah.
and they were like anybody with the pre-sale and they were letting them in.
Right.
And I was like, dang, we should have gotten a pre-sale ticket.
So-
but we didn't know it was like that now. But now it's like that.
And that's
Yeah.
amazing because that night that we went, they extended to the back.
Yeah, now
as
we're in the
well.
back.
Yes.
Yeah, the music and some of the vendors and the arcade is in the back, and then there's like the rest of the vendors and the food in the main room, and then there's like a whole separate. Cubes does like a whole separate like low 5 beats outside.
Oh,
And that's just, like,
he
another
does a
thing
separate
now.
stuff
Yeah,
outside.
yeah.
Oh,
Which is kind of
okay.
cool. And then
That
the
is
headliners
kinda
on the inside.
on the inside.
Oh,
Some
you got,
young
like, two
cat came
stages.
in and told me, he's like, Herb, this is too popular now.
yeah.
He's like, I'm coming tonight, but I won't come next week. I'm like, all right. Thanks.
It is very popular now, which is a good thing.
Yeah, no,
Amazing.
I feel good
It
about it.
is a
Yeah.
good thing,
Some
and I
things stop
love.
coming.
I saw a picture of you guys, like everybody that's involved with Monday
That was
Night
a dope
Garage,
picture.
and that
Oh,
was
the
a dope picture.
Yeah, we looked
That
like
was
we were
amazing.
That looked
about to start a boy
amazing.
band. It was great. It was cool. It looked like Boys to Men like 3, like Boys 3 Men. I don't know.
That's dope.
But if y'all want to check that stuff out, it's in the West End, Controllerizer, Press.
Monday Night Garage.
Yes,
Yes,
Monday
right up the
Night
street.
Garage, right up the street. It's in the West End. You'll run into it even.
So that one's doing well, and then I've been kind of just like experimenting with other spots. Like a bunch of people have hit me up. I have another thing on Wednesdays now at Spinning Pie on Peter Street.
I feel like I heard
and
that
then in November I have like 2 events coming up, and then in December I have 2 events coming up. So I'm kind of just like scoping out spots and pushing. And I wanted to touch on something really quick.
Yeah.
I was looking through the Instagram
Yeah.
like before I came over, and the thing where you guys were talking about community over competition. That's so important. That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
It's so important, and I really wanted to get your perspective on that because I know that you work a lot within the community, and your passion is pushing games and bringing back that arcade feel to
Yeah.
Atlanta and to all these spots. A lot of people, they want to partner up, and because it is a community vibe. It's better to
Yeah.
do things with people you have a common interest with
For sure.
than just pushing your stuff out there by yourself. And when I see you doing it, and we wanted to bring you back so you could talk about it, it's like it's something that we value, and that this is the only way any of us make it anywhere is if we put our community first.
For
So,
sure.
your experience with that, going to all these places, like what's the best vibe I guess you've had with all these places?
But before you answer that, just some people just may not be familiar. What is GameMasterHerb?
So I'm
Who are
GameMasterHerb.
you? What does that mean? Just real quick.
Basically, I make arcades happen in Atlanta that are open to all kinds of people and all kinds of gamers. And I say that as 2 separate statements because I feel like all kinds of people are welcome there, gay, straight, black, white, whatever. but also all kinds of gamers. I consistently meet a lot of gamers that are like, well, I want esports, or I want, this, or I want that. And I'm like, that's great. But there's also a lot of other gamers that don't give a shit about Smash Brothers. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love Smash, don't get me wrong. But like, there's all these other people, and I feel like what I try to touch on is like making that one space where everyone can just come hang out and game. If you want to sit in the corner and play Final Fantasy 12, do it. If you want to go over here with 14 other people and play Smash, do it. You know what I mean? Like, and just touching on community over competition, I think it's great. Like when people come up to me and they want like serious FGC, I'm like, okay, you go to 4 esports, you go to VS Rome, you hook up with these people. Like I kind of like push everyone like, hey, if you want this specifically, like here's where you go, because it's not a competition. We're all making
really
gaming
not.
stuff happen.
This touches on something I'm gonna bring up later, but gaming is such a broad thing, and it's such a wide market, and people really didn't take that shit seriously. Back in the day, they really did not even back in the day, like a couple years ago, it wasn't taken seriously.
Like last year.
Yeah. Something just happened. But anyway, so that's why, I wanted to bring that up. I totally just lost my thought. That really just messed me up right there. Anyway.
I appreciate that sentiment though. Like community is important, and it's like, even if, I don't know, like let's say like in the hip hop game, right? Sometimes there'll be people that are like, will talk themselves up, but not kind of pass the baton to anyone. And I think it's really important to do that when you do live events, when you do anything in the community. It's important to be like, hey, well, this is what I do, but if you really want this other thing, come check out my buddies over here. Like they're doing this, other podcasts. Like I know y'all have worked with other podcasts, and that's cool. Cause it's like, if you kind of isolate yourself in like your own thing, then, or if you boast too much, limiting. Right, exactly. You talk yourself into a corner. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Is it scary for like, because we're all, well, mainly us, like kind of up and coming, but being in a space that's just really unique, you think it's challenging for like maybe people to kind of like collaborate with each other for fears of, ideas or.
Because that's another thing.
Swag.
Like, I guess. Like you have an idea and it's your baby, and then you want to collab, but then it's like what if. There's always going to be a what if. Yeah. But
there's always like people who like will try to absorb brands or like put their name on this or do that or whatever. Like there's a whole lot of that going on. Man. But I'm like, somebody old and wise was like telling me last year when I was like, I think I'm gonna start doing this full time, because it's only been like, it's been 6 years of doing it, but it's been like almost 2 years of doing it. Like that's what I do. And somebody was just like, look, no one can take the thing that you do from you. They might be able to get this spot. They might be able to have better marketing. They might have more money than you. They might know more people than you, but they don't do what you do. So just keep doing what you do. Make sure you're on your shit, your marketing, your social media, all that. Talk to people, be nice, be humble. Like, do you. No one's going to take that thing that you have. And I think that's very important. That kind of like hit me pretty hard. And I just started focusing on that, because people are going to do whatever they're going to do. There's only so much you can control. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to say whatever. They're going to, when they make flyers or whatever, they're going to do whatever. They're going to say whatever. As long as you show up and you do the thing that you're good at doing, and you make sure you're on, like my mom would say, your side of the street is clean.
Oh, as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other side can be whatever. If it's your side, it's cool.
That's true. So,
and there's room for everyone, like you're saying. There's room for everyone in every market.
For everyone, and I really don't feel like we're at any competition right now. I don't feel like we have to go out there and say, "Oh, well, we want to beat something." Like, no, we're all we're doing the same things.
It's all ATO.
It's all Atlanta. It's a growing industry for Atlanta. Like you said, this year has been great for you. I know that this year has been really great for us as well. Cool. Like, challenging. It's been very challenging. But
that's how you know it's good,
though. That's how you know it's good, because a lot of good stuff has come out of it.
Yeah, because when you're bored, things kind of like slow down, but when there's challenge, you get pushed to do, to go a little further, to do something you might not have done. So
would you say the gaming climate in Atlanta has been changing over the past couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, definitely esports have taken off, and that's a global thing, really. But in Atlanta specifically, like now there's when I first started doing my thing, when I first moved to Atlanta, it was like I could think of maybe Joystick And then Battle and Brew was in and out.
Yeah.
You know, it was like it was there and then it went away and then it was there and then it went away. But now I can be like, oh, there's Access Replay, there's 404, there's like all these spots now where I can be like, if you want this specific thing, go here. If you want the arcade, come to me. You know?
Yes.
So it's like it's been kind of cool, and a lot of people have been really supportive with that. Like a lot of people who are in those circles will be like, oh, if you want like the arcade, go see Herb. You know, so we kind of push each other, and that's like, it's nice. It's a really good feeling. I didn't expect that. So that's been nice, you know.
I forget if I asked last time, but do you work with companies like on some corporate stuff? Is it best to like? I'm thinking like
Not
team building,
yet, but like,
or like, I'm thinking of like, I'm like these motherfuckers don't like each other. Let me beat your ass in the game, like you know what I mean?
well, like
You said company versus company,
Or some, I don't know. I mean,
like FedEx against.
I don't know, but like you know, or you know, you beefing at somebody at work. Let's beat the ass on the thing.
Wait. So what are you asking?
No, I'm thinking like corporate events.
Yeah.
Do people come to you for those kind of things?
They have, but I haven't worked one yet.
Why?
Well, I just mean like people because sometimes just stuff doesn't work out. People will hit me up all the time. You know, hey, can you do this or when you do this? But you know, scheduling or things.
Right, gotcha.
I haven't ended up doing one yet.
And that's what I want to know. Like, what's been the most challenging for you this year with your events? With you being everywhere, because you've had a lot of events this year, like different days. Monday night, you know, obviously you forgot Monday night, but like I know you've done a lot of events thus far. And what's like the most challenging sticking with that and you know scheduling and working with other groups and getting your games out there. You know I know you posted something about. You know, sometimes they might get some swiping.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe about 3 times a year.
Wait, you don't. So is it just you who sets up?
Oh yeah, it's all
He's
me.
a one-man show.
Bro, so
He got
One-man
the cart
arcade.
and the donkey.
how do you make sure motherfuckers don't take your shit?
Well,
like,
first,
like physically steal the game.
I mean, I keep an eagle eye
That
on
was
everything.
what I'd be scared of.
Second, it's gonna happen. It's part of the business. It's just gonna happen. It's like when you have a real arcade, someone is gonna fuck up that joystick. Someone's gonna hit that, spill that beer on the screen. Like this is how it is.
So just a loss either way.
Right. So I take that into account. I got insurance and all that.
Cool.
And it's just one of those things that happens. I try to. It might sound really naive, but it's good that we're talking about this because I think it's important. I try to promote that trust. Like, hey, I'm coming out here with all my stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I'm doing this. Like, work with me here. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are really cool. Some people will, look me up. Some people will come to an event and look me up and immediately be like, oh, here's a tip. I love what you're doing. This is cool.
Yeah.
Other people will never say a word. And, I might find like a micro USB cord missing. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. I see how it is. But you know what? It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, the equivalent would be like, I bought this really nice car. Take it out on the street, you can't control what's going to happen to it.
Yeah.
Like, you can drive amazingly. It doesn't
me,
mean someone's not going to steal it or it's not going to get hit.
All above.
It's just one of those things,
And I feel like GameMasterHerb has a lot of respect within the city and the community.
Well, thank you.
So, as far as a gamer, you got a lot of, especially repeat customers that will come by and also check and make sure, like, hey, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
folks
People
got
keep
your
their
back.
eyes, too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes people will come up to me and be like, hey, I saw someone being a little shifty or, hey, I need help with this or whatever. So I try to just, like, I could probably use the
So
team.
wait, are you like a fucking video game Don? Like motherfuckers
Yes!
call you for
I'm
like
telling you, man.
Godfather type
I'm telling
shit?
you.
Like, yo, I need some shit done, and they call you. I
do two things.
hitman.
Two main things. I make events happen where you can come and play whatever you want. And I also bundle together retro systems for people because you can't buy that shit anymore.
You can't buy it.
Right.
So
like if somebody wants, a Dreamcast with the controller and the memory card, all the stuff and like
you're the
games.
plug.
you the
Right.
plug. And
Okay.
And
He
like
is
the
the
I'm
event.
like,
plug.
here's a whole thing for
Okay.
one price. Boom.
He's
And
my
events
plug.
are so dope
I might need that Dreamcast though. Like, we gotta talk offline.
on the low. But the
So but it's like,
these-
it's like no, I'm sorry. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, go ahead.
I try to be like that, not necessarily the source, but just like I think sometimes people get the wrong impression like, oh, he's trying to be the source, and I'm like, no, I'm trying to be a source because
Okay.
it doesn't exist unless you go on eBay, and not everybody
Sounds
wants
too
to go
much
on
like the
eBay.
drug game. I ain't gonna lie. Like, you
It's a
taking
little
over
bit of
my
drugs.
territory, bro. Like it's like the same
little bit
shit.
of drugs.
But he don't got no competition.
What?
Well, thank
Oh,
you.
say you got no comp.
There's definitely people out there doing stuff. There's a guy I want to
I
shout
don't
out.
know
actually.
of any.
So there's a guy, Game Nerd Boogie. this guy Landon.
Yeah, we know.
Oh
Landon.
well, yeah, we
Shout
know.
out Landon.
Yes, shout outs
to him.
Yes,
he is
we do
doing his
know
own thing,
he
and I
is.
think that's cool too.
And I love the fact that he's repping Xbox because Xbox don't be
nobody
getting no
mess with the
love
box.
out
That's
here.
true.
Yeah.
That's
They,
true.
People
What?
be shitting on the Xbox.
Yeah,
Ain't
they
nobody
they
talking about
should.
Xbox. Ain't nobody want no Xbox. It's PS4
Exactly.
all
Because
day.
it's true.
Of course.
I'd rather play.
See, debatable.
Boo.
I'd rather-
Debatable.
I'm with you.
debatable.
I'd rather play with an
Not
empty
this.
box than an Xbox.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
I love
shoebox.
Xbox.
Call that bitch a shoebox.
Xbox got some
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
They've
A
been they
boo
fucked
box.
up,
Call
but
that
they
bitch a
still
boo box.
good. They're still good. I
Call
love
that
that
bitch a
he's doing
lunchbox.
that.
Well, and that's the thing is like it's cool to see him specifically do it because we have a different flavor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so people come for different things. You know, it's a different vibe. And then I can be like, hey, I don't have a thing tonight, but go check out Game Nerd doing his
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Like I'm more than happy to like push people really all together. My whole goal is just for people to be able to go out and have the arcade be as normal as pool tables and darts.
And
you know what I mean?
I love the push of it. I love how organic it is.
Thank you.
The way it feels like a vibe. I talked about this in the last podcast as well. But it's like a melting pot of gamers. You know, it's like a really good safe place, and you get the casual gamers, but you also get the esports gamers. You know, because I'm a Soul Calibur champion out here, but occasionally I will get beat up at some of these events where you meet some esports guys that come in and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think us making sure that we protect this is very important because anybody can get $1 million and try to throw it in gaming.
Right.
But a lot of people don't understand that the gaming market is very difficult, and if you don't have the heart of the gamers, people are not going to be really
If
Right.
you don't
rocking
have
with
that
yourself.
heart,
What
they
does that
can see
mean,
right
heart
through
of the
it.
gamers?
Because gamers we're very particular. Like we only like what we like,
Yeah.
and we can spot the bullshit a mile away.
So how do you get that?
How do you get what?
The heart.
Look, you gotta be a
gotta
gamer.
love
Like
it.
how
You
do
gotta
you
love it.
paint
Yeah.
a picture? You gotta be an artist.
It's like when you
That's not. I can't believe you said that.
Sound like an
false
elder me.
equivalencies, man. That doesn't make any
you
sense.
can only paint it
You
if you're an
can
artist.
you can spot a bad painting. Oh, you ain't no artist. You just
That's
fill in the
not-
line.
It's
By the
subjective.
definition
though.
of
But I
art,
know what
that's
you mean.
not
But you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, okay, a perfect example. When E3 comes around, and you see some old ass
example.
white dude in a suit, of
Yeah.
course, because they gotta wear a suit.
Yes.
I think that's silly. I think that totally misses the point. But they come
Okay.
on
It's part of
stage
the
and they're
costume.
like talking to all these kids who like their hero is Sonic Fox, and then here's this old dude talking about, well, next year on Xbox we're gonna do this, and it's like, does this guy even play games?
So it's like an investor.
I'm hip.
Investor
Right,
relations versus shareholders meeting versus
Right.
some dude in like sweatpants
Yeah.
and a tank top.
Yeah. like
sweating.
obviously it's good to see. I mean, he probably is a gamer, but I
Yeah.
doubt.
No.
You can tell that they
His
don't
kid
love it
plays
in the
Fortnite.
same way.
Oh,
Right,
my son
right.
plays Fortnite all the time. That's how we bond.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
kind of like if y'all watched E3 this year, they brought out Keanu Reeves for what was it? What was it? The
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
So everybody loved that shit because it's Keanu Reeves. It's
Yeah.
relatable.
It's
So-
relatable.
Yeah,
Motherfucker
because people
coming-
love Keanu
The
Reeves.
motherfucker coming in the house. How's that relatable?
How's that relatable?
If you put a major celebrity in a game that
Listen,
people are anticipating,
I don't think the word you're looking for is relatable.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so what word is
Nostalgic.
it? Geniuses?
Anything but
Nostalgia.
relatable.
Yeah,
I hate to say that, but
When I say,
I don't
maybe it
know.
was the wrong word, but still, they loved it.
Stopping bullets.
It was a big.
Oh shit.
People love that shit.
We might need him though.
It was better
Keanu,
than
they
what you
shooting.
were saying with
I
bringing out.
think
the
what you
damn
may be trying to say is just
CEO.
because he
Executive,
was. I think Keanu Reeves has a history of being into games,
Oh, okay.
and so I
It didn't
think
feel like a sellout move.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Exactly.
I mean,
That's
he's
what I
Neo,
meant to
so
say.
it's like,
yeah.
Versus
John
some
Wick.
shit
oh, we
with
got Neo. Okay,
Taylor Swift.
done. Right.
Taylor
Exactly,
Swift,
yeah.
or Michael B. Jordan in Naruto.
Come on, I'll play that.
You said it like he does.
Naruto. He ain't no real anime.
Oh, Michael B.
Yeah,
Jordan
yeah,
as Goku in Dragon Ball Z. Some
Yeah,
bullshit
get
like
out
that.
of here. Go lift some weights.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, no, it takes heart.
I would say that
It
though.
takes heart,
I
and
would
I
say
think
that, though.
you can with certain gaming. Like when I see certain presentations, I'm just like, ugh, here we go again with this.
Well, and you know what? I'm gonna bring up a little thing here. So the other night, I was at Monday, and I go outside for Black Cubes' separate lo-fi thing, which
Which is
calls
dope.
he calls auxiliary. Yeah, it's dope as hell. So I go out there and I'm talking to some guys, and you know, I make some beats on the side. I have like shit on SoundCloud, but that's not like my focus. And he was like, "Well, I want to see you make more, man. Oh, let's do more." And I'm like, I looked at him straight in the eye. I'm like, "But I don't love it as much as you do." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I like it. It's great.
You dibble.
Right,
But you don't
exactly. That's like a
dabble.
thing. It's a hobby.
I was
But
waiting
I
for
know
it.
What's
that that's not
going
my thing.
on?
She
What's going on? For
she
real.
said, you devil, but you don't dabble. Damn.
All right, go ahead.
But you know what I mean, though? Like I feel like sometimes you have to know what your thing is.
You do.
That's not saying you can't do this other thing.
That's true.
You know, everybody has hobbies. I do like 4 things. I mean, I draw and stuff, but I know that I don't love as much as they do. So y'all do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing.
And I feel like I've been seeing that because it feels like there's been like a boost of creators just getting out there and doing things. But for us, it feels like since everything is so easy to do, a lot of people are just jumping in it, you know.
And it's not really for them.
I would say it's a mix between. It's a mix between people want to do their own thing. Motherfuckers putting out some garbage ass shit. So it's like, I might as well do the shit.
Yeah.
So,
that's another thing too.
You know
might as well
give
give it a
it's
shot.
like, why watch some shit on TV if I can try to put some shit on YouTube or
Right.
this album is trash. I put some shit on SoundCloud.
But that's why something like this is so important because we need people who are really focused and passionate about the craft because that's the only way we can protect it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, the gaming space changes so much.
Yep.
So much. And now with it being fairly new in Atlanta, who knows where this is going to be in the next 5-10 years?
The next 6 months is going to be very interesting.
And you know, originally I started doing it because when I look out at the landscape, I didn't see what I wanted. So I was like, all right, no one's doing it. I guess I'm just gonna have to go do it. It was like the whole thing, like when your mom's like, well, I guess I'll have to sweep the kitchen since no one else is gonna sweep the kitchen. It was that kind of thing. You know what I mean? It was like, all right, so there's no arcade. Let me just do it. I have all this shit. Let's do it.
Yes.
It takes a lot more work and a lot more. It's a lot more than just saying you'll do it, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like what y'all do with the podcast. Like you make it your own industry. You make it your thing. Like you set aside a whole day, you know, if not more. I don't see what goes on, you know.
This
but
is
like
the day.
right. But you know, it's a lot of buildup, and that's
is.
beautiful because it shows like you love it, you're committed to it, you're into it, and that's it. It takes that, I feel like, to do anything on an entrepreneurial level. If you want to follow your own craft and do your own thing, you have to like love it. And you have to commit. It's those two things. And that's very, very hard for somebody like me. But luckily, I'm a big gamer, so it just seemed to fit.
Committing,
you know?
you have to have that commitment.
Now, I've been waiting for a rapid round.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
We can do wrap around. I just want to say I'm very appreciative that you're back.
Thank
Yes.
And
you.
that
Shout out.
I
I'm
am
happy to be
very
here.
excited to check out some new spots.
Cool.
Monday night is hard for me, hard for us.
Oh, yeah.
Any other nights, we can definitely, push out, do some stuff.
Cool.
So.
Yes, and same here, man. We always love to support, man, and definitely it's been a pleasure seeing the growth, especially in the gaming space.
I appreciate it.
With us being as fans and seeing what you're doing with the craft, definitely shout out, man. So
Cool. Thank you.
Big thumbs
Y'all
up.
have been so supportive. It's been really awesome just to you just roll up at some random spot that I didn't even think, that I put out there, but I don't know who sees, you know what I mean? 'Cause I don't,
Yeah.
You never know who sees whatever you put out. You just kind of put it out. And then when you show up, I'm just like, oh,
Got
come here,
to support.
Yeah.
It's
Gotta
nice.
support.
It's really nice.